Hello. It's just me. Matt went and cruised without me. I'm just kidding. He got some new markers and he was coloring with those. And then I said, "You've got 3 minutes." So he finished coloring and now he's getting himself ready. So he may come in here. He may not. Oh, creepy large eyes. Yeah, that was we've been introduced to Snapchat and the filters. So we did some silly filters today, and then I used AI to put that thumbnail together. It was fun. Hey there, Anita. Hello, Stacy. Welcome. Hi, Ed. JT says, that picture confused me. Because Matt's eyes got bigger. Oh, there, go right there. Hey there, Les. Welcome. Says, wish we were going on a cruise. You've been on like 4 cruises the last time we were on a cruise. It's our turn. Hey there, Mama Sandy. Oh, Marty, Anita says hi as she digs her little nails into my neck. I hear Matt in there. I think he's making a drink. What are you making, Matt?
I'm making Sambuca and RC.
Oh, he's making Sambuca and RC. It's not the best place for you, Marty. We're gonna... Ooh! Let go of my hair. I know, but you can't be right there. Look how thin she is. She's been running around like a maniac, so all of that, excess weight is, we're getting her taken care of. Right there for a second. Let me move this. Oh, hey there, Jeff. Welcome. There we go. We're going to adjust and go this way. So last weekend we weren't here because, we weren't live because my friend Ashley came down to visit from Indiana for the weekend. That was fun. We did lots of crafty things. We didn't do a lot of Florida things, but that's because it's been really, really hot. So Matt may or may not show off his football game. Matt, you going to show off your football game?
I don't know.
Okay. I've Ashley got my 3D printer working, the fancy one that I bought almost a year ago that's just been sitting around. So I've been 3D printing like a maniac this week.
Did you just lick my thumb?
He licked your thumb?
Yeah.
And there's Matt with the captain and his drink.
There it is. I'm like, I smell some snake poo.
Oh, so your mom says Marty, not Marty with a T. My mistake. Are you two not feeding her? She is really thin. No, she's just been like moving again. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Is this thing on? Oh wait, this is the microphone here.
Yeah, Marty's decided that she doesn't want to just be a lump on a log.
Yeah, I'd say she went from a lump on a log to a Tasmanian devil.
So she's been getting some worms again.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, not like crazy. What's Captain looking at? Look at him. JT says HT. JT. And he's wearing pants. Oh yeah, Matt has
I
to
have
wear
to-
hands.
So they can get some in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We got to fatten them up since we're going to be gone. We have somebody coming over that's going to feed them a few times, but they won't get quite as much as they normally get during the week. So
Yeah.
we'll plump them up a little bit tonight and tomorrow. So hello everybody. Sorry I was late.
I told them all it was because you were too busy and you didn't actually want to go live.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. So we're going on a cruise.
Hi, Kevin.
Cruise in like less than 2 days.
Yeah.
In a day and about, I guess, time-wise, I guess it's about 2 days.
I mean, this time in 2 days, we're going to be sailing off into the who knows where.
That's valid. So it's less than 2 days. Yeah.
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 Kevin says, Bon Beanie and happy 3-day weekend, Friday.
Yes,
Sweet.
well,
it's a longer weekend for me.
Enjoy your 3-day weekend. We'll be enjoying our, 8-day weekend.
No.
9-day weekend?
10. 11?
Oh, because there's 2. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
11. No, 7, 9, 10.
10.
We got it. 10. That was real hard.
That was hard. For that, it was
A
year. Oh,
icon Matt.
I don't know. My mic's on now. It wasn't on. I don't think.
JT says, that was so funny to run into you guys at the candy store. Yeah, that was like real weird. And Ashley was like, I don't live here. Who would possibly know me that's not you guys? Yeah, so while Ashley was here, we went to Rocket Fizz, which is a candy store. And
We're buffering real bad.
Oh.
That's annoying because we just got the new internet. Now, I think it's the plug in the wall. I think we need to
I was going to move it, but then it took me forever to get these lights set up.
Out. Let me.
Because guess what? The lights weren't connected to the internet.
Yeah. We have either really fast internet or it's crap. So they said if we continue to have those issues, to let them know and they'll send a technician out. Or to try a different wall jack.
Yeah.
Our internet troubles go on. Is my mic on now?
I think JT's behind.
Okay.
Because everything we're saying, he's then saying later.
Kevin says we're buffering bad. If his question, he can't hear us. That could be part of it.
I have a question, Kevin? Oh, I didn't see that. Did the captain after...
Not even... Oh, boy. I don't know if we're even coming through.
Well, I don't know how to fix that.
We're like frozen.
Are we?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because I don't know how to fix that? We're like directly plugged in. Matt, will you type in speed test? There you go.
I think we might be doing okay now.
Yeah, are we back?
It seems like it's doing okay now from what I can see on my phone. So
okay, well, I guess let us know if it's bad.
yeah, still working through the internet issues. So
Yeah. Okay, so
sometimes we have amazingly fast now. Other times, the captain has been sensible. He said, I said, what? He said, Captain, what you want? I don't know that reference. He for Captain Stead
Stede Bonnet.
Bonnet matter or frozen
I don't know what
before.
I connected this Wi-Fi. Let's see if that does any better. Is it any better?
Well, we're moving, but I don't think it's still like looks terrible. Picture's really blurry. Yeah, we're having internet problems, big time. Hey, Paul. Paul says,
How close is another wall jack? It's a whole thing. I can't just do it right now.
Yeah, it's in the now dining room.
I'd have to unplug everything and take it into the other room. Oh, we look okay there.
Yeah, it's because
We
it's
might be
like
back.
it's intermittent. That's the
Okay.
problem.
Oh,
But with our internet bump, it's like it's more extreme
Yeah.
now. I don't know because like sometimes we get a gig download and like 45, 50 upload, and then other times we get like 200 download and 10 upload.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right. Hi, Paul. Welcome. Well, we'll see how this goes. Matt's got it going on the phone too, so we can see if we.
Hopefully I can monitor it, see when it goes. Hello there, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
And everybody else that I missed when I was coming in here. So yeah, where were we? We were going on a cruise.
Yeah, we're going
on a cruise. We're going on the MSC Seashore. Well, maybe not everybody knows that. Most of you know that, but we've been before with JT.
Meg says hi. Meg.
Hello, man. And we're excited. We did like that quite a bit, but wanted to kind of on tonight is doing extra research as some of the things we've learned about MSC that that has altered some of the things we were or were not going to do. So the first time we sailed MSC, we had like a basic. They had like 2 tiers of drink packages, which we're not doing any drink packages this time. One, they don't have that many interesting drinks on the ship. 2, we're not going to drink that much because
I know. I'm actually interested in some of the mocktails.
We're buffering again. I can see a little bit. Yeah. Whoa. That's what I want. So come on, phone.
Oh, Gina says hi too. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Gina. So we were looking at the dining packages because we were looking at the MDR menus, and we had this problem the first time. There's stuff on the MDR that's good, but there are nights they're heavy on the seafood. So for us, not so good. There's some nights when there's just nothing we're excited about. So we said, well, let's look into the specialty dining, So we did. We looked into the specialty dining. They have a steakhouse. They have hibachi. They have some kind of sushi thing, I think.
They have a sushi, and then they have a seafood.
And then they have the Mexican, which is a lower price, but they consider it one of their dining things. If you get like a dining package, or whatever. So obviously we aren't going to do the seafood, and we're not going to do the sushi because we don't like seafood. But we thought, well, we could do maybe steakhouse and hibachi. So we looked at hibachi first because we like hibachi, and watched some videos on it. And they do this weird thing on MSC where you can pay for like your specialty restaurant experience, like all the other cruise lines, but that includes like these basic things from their menu. And then if you want these other things, then it's extra. So it's like you're paying to play, but then you're going to pay more depending on what you want, unless you want like the most basic of basic. The problem with the hibachi is that every single combination they have is heavy on seafood, because there's not just like steak or steak and chicken. It's all very heavy on the seafood. And even if they would swap out like shrimp for steak or something like that, the appetizer is all sushi. So and sashimi. So no, we're not interested in that. So we said, okay, looks like we're not going to do the hibachi. That's fine. Let's look at the steakhouse. We love steakhouses on cruise ships. We look at the steakhouse, and again, it's that weird thing where to get into the restaurant, to get the steakhouse, it's what is it like?
It's $44 if you purchase it like with the dining package or in advance or something like that.
Right, but that doesn't give you access to all the steaks. It gives you access to a limited option of steaks, which, I mean, okay, but then the steak options are like, one of them's like $150.
But if you have the dining deal, you get half off of that.
Yeah, so $75 plus your $40.
But it's for two.
Oh, is that for two?
It is. It's for two.
Okay. The $150 is for two, so you have to get the same steak. Then.
Yeah, it's called.
I mean, it's a huge steak.
What was it called? T-bone
something. I don't know.
T something for two.
Anyway.
Yeah, but it's.
The other steaks are like $60, $70. That's fine, but it just kind of feels like you're nickel and diming.
It's like I've already paid for it. Why are you making me pay more?
Yeah. So we might have still been okay with that because, if we just understand, hey, this is how much it's actually going to cost, that's fine. But we looked at their sides and appetizers, and nothing looked good to us, really. So, this is personal preference, I suppose. But we were like, you know what? I don't want to spend that kind of money on a steakhouse and like only like the steak.
Well, and I can technically get steak every night in the MDR if I really want to. I know it's not necessarily the same snake.
But
steak, not snake.
Uh-oh, we're lagging again.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if it comes back.
Stacy says SC is about to change their pricing structure for specialty dining unless what you just described is the change.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's what they currently have. So I don't know if they're going to change it. They should change it.
We didn't do it before.
Because it's just going to aggravate people. Like I can look at it in advance and understand it, but it's confusing. And if you're used to cruising on other lines and then you get hit with this, it's going to it's going to be an unpleasant surprise.
Well,
that could jade your experience, even if you're not technically paying more than you might on another cruise line.
What I mean, aside from the fact that it's somewhat confusing and a bit unclear, all of their menus, like it says, like to come here, it's $44 or whatever. But then you look at the menu and it's got prices all over the place. Yeah. So it's like, well, what am I doing? Am I paying $44 or am I paying all of this?
Well, to make it more confusing, apparently you can go to these restaurants and do a la carte.
Right.
So what is going on? Like, pick a package
Yeah,
sell it.
having all the different options just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Now we know we like the Mexican restaurant because we ate there with JT and we all loved everything we had. And it's an all-you-can-eat kind of a deal. And it used to be, I think it used to be 18, then it's 19. Now I think it's 25. We prepaid. We can only prepay for one, which gets it to us for 20. If we want, we may do it twice, and then it's 25, which is probably reasonable because it's good and it's a lot of as much as food as you want technically. So we are going to do that. We are excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
But then like even their drinks are kind of confusing. Like their drinks on their Mexican menu are like build your own margarita.
I think we figured it out.
We did, but it's still, it just feels like they're picking at you with everything.
Yeah.
Like there's a restaurant in St. Petersburg that is famous for their really good smash burgers. And the first time I went there, which this was, over a decade ago, the burger was good, but they charge you for the burger. And then if you get cheese, they charge you for that. And if you get like pickles, they charge you for that. And onions, they charge you for, like every single flippin' topping, they charge you for. And in the end, you end up paying maybe a little more than I would expect to pay when you first see that price. You're like, oh, cool. But it just, even though the burger was good and the price wasn't that crazy, I never wanted to go back because it just gave me that brain, that mindset.
It's misleading.
It's the psychology of it. It's not conducive, at least to people like me who feel like you're kind of ripping me off. But anyway, and they probably aren't. They just make a price and include everything. Like, I don't know.
Just tell me what it is.
No, who charges for pickles? Come on. So anyway, that's kind of what it feels like a little bit. Now, fortunately, that there's not anything else I know of on the cruise. It's like that. I don't think it's not like ruined our cruise or anything like that. Like we're not bummed out about it. It was just surprising to us. And so what we're going to do is we're going to eat at the Mexican restaurant at least once. You can also eat there for lunch, which is kind of a different thing too. We made there twice. We made the buffet for dinner because their buffet the first time we were on was phenomenal. And so normally I would be like bummed out if I thought I was going to be eating at the buffet for dinner. But on this particular ship, that doesn't sound so bad. So if they've got a night where nothing on the MDR menu looks good, we'll just go to the buffet. We'll go to the Mexican place, go to the buffet, whatever. It'll be fine. But it's different, like we know that MSC does things differently. And a lot of those things I celebrate, but not this. So whatever. It's just information out there. Do your research. I guess that's the important thing. Like I know Mike Lovelace is having a heck of a time with Princess right now. And some of it I think is just weird circumstances. Some of it is communication on their part and maybe his understanding of it. But I think a lot of his frustration is coming from him just not realizing how things worked or in some cases don't seem to work. And that's, I get it. I've been there. So do your research when you go on a new cruise line or if it's been a while, things change so that you don't get hit with these surprise things that kind of psych you out for your cruise. And that way, it won't bum me out at all because I know exactly what the deal is. I know the game, MSC. So yeah, Mom, we could eat pizza. Their pizza's pretty good. So I'd be okay with that. Like I said, their buffet, which is where their pizza is on the buffet, is at least the first time we were on the ship, it was on point. So not afraid to do that at all.
Stacy says it was just the last day or two when the change was reported on YouTube Cruise News. So maybe it's something different. Not sure when it would go into effect.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I hope it's better than what they've got now.
I can't. I just feel like that's got to be annoying and upsetting to people. And then like you said that you didn't see the 2-tiered drink package anymore.
No.
So, because when we did it with JT, it was like, well, we got the cheaper drink package, and it included everything that was like what $10 and under or something like that.
Something like that, or $12 and
Which worked
under.
out okay because they didn't have a lot of drinks that were that exciting.
No, we drank a lot of rum and cokes and stuff because that's
just just regular.
And even the
stuff.
special drinks on the menus just didn't sound good.
We did find a couple bars this time looking at the menus that look like they have a few interesting things, but nothing compared to what Carnival has. But or Margaritaville for that matter. Margaritaville even more so, in my opinion. But now, like looking at their drinks, most of their drinks are more than $10. It wasn't. I don't think it was necessarily like that when we were on it, but like looking at their bar menus, like almost every drink is $14. There are still some that are $10, but they're real plain Jane, run of the mill drinks, which it's fine. But like, that's not why I drink on a cruise. Like, if I'm on a cruise, I want the exotic, strange drinks that I can't get at every single restaurant in the world. I'm not that interested in drinking those because I'm actually drinking to enjoy the drink. But yeah, so. Anyway, that's what we learned about MSC. So we'll see how it goes. But regardless of that, like I said, that's not to complain about the cruise. Just giving you the information. I'm looking very forward to this cruise and the itinerary, the ship, the the availability of hot tubs, which there are a lot of, and count this as a plus or a minus. They don't allow, or at least they didn't allow, drinks in the pools or hot tubs. So if you're a drinker, I guess that sucks. If you're not planning on drinking, that means there's not going to be as much of a crowd in there.
Or they won't stay in as long.
They won't stay in because they got to go get their drinks. So that's cool. One thing we might also do on this cruise, because we were looking at some of their drink menus, and they actually have the mocktails on there, and some of their mocktails look really good, and they're like $8. So I don't have to have alcohol to have a good time. I might be drinking some mocktails on this cruise.
Yeah.
They had like elderflower and ginger and lots of good sounding stuff in those mocktails. So that may be the direction that we're heading on this cruise. I'm sure we'll have a couple of drinks with the old poison in it, but maybe not.
I'll
maybe
probably
not
have to get an espresso martini at least once.
Mm-hmm. Which they do have those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stacy said he just sent an article.
Yeah, I saw it.
That you can read later. But we're excited. So Sunday is when we sail. It's in Canaveral, which is only about 2.5 hours on a Sunday morning. I think isn't that what
I think it's just about 2
hours. If there's like Disney traffic, which there theoretically won't be on Sunday morning, depending on when we go. There could be because it's holiday weekend, but.
Well, and Epic Universe just opened.
So, but we're going to go earlier than we need to. Anyway, it's just like 2 to 3 hours away. So we're just going to drive over there the day of. So.
Well, right now it's an hour and 41 minutes.
With probably zero traffic.
Right.
Yeah. So it could be anywhere from an hour and 40 minutes to 5 hours. It shouldn't be 5 hours. Maybe. I could see it going up to like 3 if it's like real heavy Disney traffic or there's an accident or something like that. But probably more like 2 to 2.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking it says if we leave on Sunday at 8 a.m., it says an hour and 39 minutes.
Okay. So we'll see. But anyway, our check-in time is like 12:30.
Yeah.
Now, I looked over our notes from our first cruise. And all the notes we took, and what we liked, what we didn't love, and JT said he didn't care for the bourbon selection on there, and I was reminded of the lines. So especially the embarkation and disembarkation, the lines were a little over the top, and I'm curious to see if that's still how that goes. If it does, it's still like shorter than waiting for a popular ride at a theme park. But
Yeah, but it's
we'll see.
also it's out of Canaveral, and last time
Right.
we went out of Miami.
And it wasn't a brand new sailing ship, but it was newer. So they've got a lot more sailings under their belt. So in theory, they could have honed that process a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see.
I also got a souvenir on the last one that I don't want on this one.
Yeah, COVID. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, we were on our way back.
Yeah.
And I was coughing, and JT and Matt were in the front seat, and I'm in the back, and they were like, "Stop coughing! What, you got COVID?"
Yeah.
And yes, I did.
She did.
I sure did. Absolutely, that's what happened.
So, yeah, hopefully we won't get the cruise crud on this one. I don't usually get the cruise crud, but I have a couple of times. But that, out of 20 something cruises, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I just try and wash my hands, and I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna bring my spray hand sanitizer.
Yes, the mac and cheese.
Oh, the mac and cheese
and the French toast are the things that Kimbra.
Oh, I talked about the French toast.
You said, yeah, that's what I told you. That
you told me you couldn't remember what the second thing was.
But then I found it and I sent you.
You didn't tell me.
I sent you a text.
Oh, I didn't see that
with it and I just said French toast.
Oh, that's why you said French toast.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why you told me French toast.
Oh, I thought you responded back. But anyway.
Well, I responded back with a French flag and a
yes.
toasting because I'm like, I don't know why you said French toast.
So she tried the French toast like on the last day, and it was apparently amazing. And she's like, oh, I wish I would have figured that out earlier. So I'm like, you need to eat the French toast. So she's going to eat the French toast.
Yeah, I turned to Edie and I said, why did he just send me French toast? And I think she said, oh, you want this for dinner? I said, he doesn't like French toast. I don't understand why he sent me French toast. I understand now.
We also did some more research on Ocean Key because,
I feel like there's more open than there was when we were there before.
There might be.
Or we just didn't explore much.
We didn't have as much time. I mean, we had time there, but we didn't have tons of time.
I was busy getting my daily amount of drinks.
Yes, you were. And I was seeing octopus. But, and schools of fish.
Those fish were cool.
Well, we watched some videos, people snorkeling around the different beaches because there's so many on that island, which is really unique, I think, for private islands. Because there's literally there was 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's kind of the same. 5, I think there's 6 beaches or something like that, but 2 of them are kind of just across from each other.
I think that's
so. I
right.
don't really count that from my snorkeling perspective. It's more
but they have different names.
They do, but it's the same body of water, so it's just different sides of it.
One of them, apparently, they typically have lemon sharks.
Yeah, so there's the lagoon in the middle. Apparently, there's lemon sharks that kind of live in that. A couple of lemon sharks. They're juvenile-ish. From the videos, it's hard to tell.
Multiple people posted videos with them. So
yeah, they look like they're like maybe 3 to 4 feet long. So they're pretty small. But yeah, we after somebody said that, I searched Ocean Key lemon sharks, and there a lot of videos popped up. Some very recent, where they see these sharks in there. And then the one beach that I enjoyed snorkeling maybe the most, which is right by the ship. There's a net there, but the one guy saw a lemon shark, which again, it's hard to tell from the footage because it's hard to get the scale sometimes, but it looked like a bigger shark, like maybe a 5 or 6 foot shark, but it might not have been. It might have been a 3 footer or something, but it got through that net. So it was swimming around in there. That'd be really cool. I'd like to see that. It is so close to Bimini, and Bimini is, lots of sharks in Bimini. Lots and lots of sharks. So, yeah. Yeah, well, so since it's going out of Cape Canaveral this time and not out of Miami, the last time where we parked and that terminal and where we redocked were not the same place.
It was like 2 terminals down.
So we had quite a distance to hike. That probably won't be the case in Cape Canaveral. I wouldn't think.
I don't think so, because
there's not as many terminals.
Each garage or each terminal has like its own garage.
Mm-hmm. But if they pulled us into a different one when I don't know.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah. JT says, I remember walking to the parking garage and HT following behind. Yeah, because I was sick and my suitcase broke.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm pulling like the biggest suitcase we've got. It's broken and I was sick.
I feel like I pulled that suitcase a little bit on that
Maybe
trek.
Eventually.
Yeah. But yeah.
After we were like more than halfway back.
Yeah, but it was a bit of a struggle. So I'm looking forward to Ocean Key even more now because I want to see some lemon sharks because that's really cool. I don't like French toast. JT said he did not like French toast. I just don't, which is weird because I like all the components of French toast. I like, but I don't like French toast.
You don't like sweet breakfast.
Maybe that's it.
Because you don't like cinnamon rolls.
Maybe that's it.
You don't really do like waffles and pancakes.
And I love cinnamon too. Yeah, I don't like waffles are okay, but definitely way down on my list. Yeah. I don't like pancakes at all.
I mean, I don't really like pancakes either.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I should try French toast for dessert sometime and see if that changes my perspective on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It always smells good. So
beans on toast he likes, but not French toast.
I love beans on toast. Yeah.
JT said I enjoyed the snorkeling.
Yeah, it's good really snorkeling. Really good snorkeling. And I'm anxious to see. I mean, it hasn't been that long since we were there, but I'm anxious to see if any of their coral restoration has increased because they did have a little bit going on there, and they claim that that's kind of what they're doing. They've got signs about it and stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, we're stoked. Cruise. It's been like 190 something days since the last cruise, and it was like 360 something before that. So we're due. We are due to cruise, and the last cruise we were on was a 5-night, so that almost doesn't count, right? Or was it a 4-night?
It was a 4-night.
It was a 4-night. Yeah, I was like 5 even seems too long. A 4-night cruise. Is that even a cruise?
Because I was surprised that I could convince you to do it. I was like, we need to book a cruise, man.
Well, only because it was going out of Tampa and I didn't take much time off. I mean, that's the thing. That is the upside of a short cruise is you don't have to take time off. It's affordable, and yeah. So, hello, Todd.
It's all small. Can you read like the last 4 messages?
JT said, but I really enjoyed the Lighthouse Bar with HT. Yeah, because they just drank at the Lighthouse.
It was also a cool bar.
It's scenic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Todd, hello. I was enjoying the outdoors now that I don't have the knee scooter.
Woohoo.
Almost missed it. Liz lost my wife to her studies. She got her MBA, so I can retire. Well, that's nice. Stacy said, I like your hat. Show us your pins. Yeah, I got 2 new hats. This style of hat I've had, but I got 2 new colors. One in like a mint green. So these, I made several hat pins. I just have my punk rock ones here, but these are wood. These are laser cut and then painted. Yeah, they came out really good. I've got a bunch of them I made. Those just happen to be the 2 I put on this hat, but came out really nice. I'm real happy with that.
All right, now I'm going to talk about my stuff because Todd's here. Okay. Todd, my 3D printer is printing, and I have printed so many things. and I'm printing something now. Every second that I can, the printer is printing. Yeah. Should I show my biggest print so far?
Sure.
Do you know which one that is?
The one that you just printed.
Yeah.
So we do need to give these guys some food, get them ready for the trip, but he doesn't even see it, so I'm gonna have to turn him around. Look how red he is. He just shed again. Yeah. Right by the microphone. Well, he's not that close to the microphone here.
No, he's not looking that way.
He will. Hang on.
No, he's not looking that way. He's not looking that way.
Look this way.
Eric says, my last cruise was 3 nights on a huge ship, the Utopia of the Seas.
Oh, wow.
And see, the problem with that is that's too big of a ship and not enough nights. Todd says, mine is broken. Uh-oh.
Oh,
My
no.
son came home from college and
broke your printer?
turned it on. Now there is a clog in the AMS, kids. So our friend Steve sent me a message with a link to something that can be printed, a 3D file, and he said, can your printer do this? And I said, yeah, it can. So I found a different version of it, and I printed that, and it's a Native American drone flute. And then I was like, you know what? That one that he actually sent me was bigger. So I printed a really big one. So now we have 2 flutes.
Which we're going to give at least one of those to Steve. He's
Yeah,
the one
whichever
coming
one
over
he
to take
wants.
care of our animals, so that'll be one of the things.
Yeah.
One of the things he gets for that.
Yeah. That's... look how big this thing is. It doesn't even fit on the screen. Those... let's see. Your mom says, show your tiny turtle sandbag. I can show the picture, but I actually gave that to somebody at work. So those little, like the sandboxes that are turtles, I printed a little version with little toys. And I should have put something next to this picture to actually show the size, but it's like, I don't know, about the size of a coaster.
It's about that big.
So it's really cute.
It's like Barbie scale.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Let's see. It says it would be 566 days between cruises. That's just sad. Oh, yeah. That's too many.
And then she printed this snake head, and I painted it.
Where'd you pull that out of?
Out of my pocket. With the opening mouth. This model has a body. I just had her print the head, but it's a rattlesnake, so it's got a whole body that's articulated. But
I'll print it eventually.
Yeah, I'll have to have her do that. That's pretty cool.
And JT says 15 days till Discovery Princess and 106 to Pride of America. Nice.
Is Les in here? I don't want to traumatize you, Les, but
let's see. Stacy says 99 days to the Carnival Liberty.
Captain's going to jump in here.
Zen Garden. Yes, I have been looking at those and trying to decide which one I like. Your mom says I want one for my birthday. All right. I will print you a tiny turtle sandbox for your birthday.
There's something else we're going to try and get you printed for your birthday too. Hopefully.
Do I know what that is?
Yeah, I just bought it yesterday. I bought the file for it yesterday. Animal Den.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Stacy says, "Wow, the snake head looks very realistic."
Yeah, I mean it's cartoony, but it's really detailed, and it's
pretty cool.
There are some anatomical incorrection or inaccuracies on it, like the tongue is wrong, And the pupils are wrong, but it's cartoon, so I'll give them a pass. But I do like it. I like the style of it. Like, I think it looks really cool. I really like it a lot. I used to see these at Repticon as like magnets or the whole snake, and I bought this file like a while ago, but we finally got it printed. So yeah, I like it. I like it.
Virgil says, sad to snorkel Keys nowadays, knowing how plentiful coral was 55 years ago.
Yeah, our Florida Keys have really they've really taken a hit. Now, I didn't snorkel it 55 years ago, but I did dive in the Keys in the mid 1980s. Yeah, mid 1980s, and my memory is only so good going back to that week, but I've also seen pictures and stuff, and I've dove in areas where the reefs are much healthier, and it is unfortunate, but that's what's exciting about Ocean Key is that they are claiming and seem to be following through with trying to do some real conservation work, which is great because as much as I love cruising, one of the downsides is that cruising can be very environmentally destructive to coral reefs and mangroves and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so that's not great. But, if you can balance it out with conservation work, then something, I guess.
Les says, that's not too bad. I was already traumatized today. I watched a parody video where they were in Morocco at a snake charmer event.
Oh, Captain. He's trying to get to these worms. I got the box on my lap. So he is like, how many have you eaten?
A lot.
I'll have to watch the video. I want to stuff him though.
Yeah. How about Marty? You haven't given her any.
Well, you can get more worms.
JT said, a what? I don't know what is in regards to. Les says, blowing the flute snake came out of a basket. I mean, I have flutes. I just printed them. Kevin says, 38 days until Azamara Quest, but I'm jealous of the people that are cruising this weekend.
Always interesting to me to see snake charmers, using sound to entice animals that don't have ears, but whatever. I mean, they can feel the vibration of sound, but probably not a flute. It's all about following the motion, I think.
JT said, a snake head in your pocket.
Or am I just happy to see you?
Let's see. Kevin says, unfortunately, everything we do is environmentally destructive, but cruising is fun.
A lot, yes. You got to find your balance, and there's other things that are destructive that don't get the attention that cruising gets. But there are often better ways to do things and not as good ways to do things, and so that's my finger, Captain. When a cruise line is trying to do things the right way, then should be encouraged and celebrated, because that's how you make changes. Did my finger taste good?
Did he break skin?
No,
he did. He bruise you?
No, he didn't.
Is that what's on top, or is that color?
That's
marker.
That's marker from doing animal notes today.
Les says, who watches all your critters while you guys are gone?
So your favorites, Les, are very, they're good. We can leave them for probably 2 weeks, and as long as we make sure they got water through most of that, they're fine. It's these guys that are a little more dependent on food, but they're still reptiles, and so it's not like a dog or a cat that has to have food every day. I mean, they'd like to have food every day, but they don't need food every day. In fact, sometimes it's bad to give them food every day. So we have a friend that is coming over, I think 3 times while we're gone, and we'll feed them up Sunday morning before we leave, and then he'll come over, spread out a few times through the week, and then we'll get back Sunday morning, and they'll be fine. Really, it's really this one is probably the main one that we have to work. Like Marty could go a week.
And Marty went months.
Marty could go a week without eating and she'd be fine. She wouldn't be happy about it, but she'd be fine. And it's not cruel. Like she's a reptile. She doesn't eat. She doesn't have the metabolism. It's not like a human going a week without food or something like that. It's like a human going like maybe a day without food or something. So, but yeah, most of the animals, like we can, like the skinks back behind me, we can stock up their food and they'll have plenty of food to get them through. The geckos, he's going to give them food, but how often do you feed the geckos?
A couple times a week.
Yeah. So that's going to be just a normal week for them.
Yeah.
And
good night, JT.
Good night, JT. I mean, the lizards, they get salad. These two lizards and Churro, the iguana, gets salad every day. They've been eating it lately, especially Churro. But there's a lot of times
they've all been pretty good about eating their salad.
There's a lot of times during the year where they don't eat salad the whole week. And like Marty and Churro only get worms, once or twice a week. Churro hasn't gotten worms much at all lately.
We've got some for him.
Because he's growing. Yeah, I'm going to feed him tomorrow. I'm going to feed him a bunch tomorrow. Because he's growing, food's a little bit more demanded for him. It's because he's a baby, so he's eating more because leave. So he'll be good. He's into these ones.
He is a very motivated lizard, which is real fun.
And we're back on that screen.
I don't know if we're back.
We're not back on that. Oh, we're coming back.
Okay. I think we're sort of back.
I don't know. We just went on YouTube. Now I think we're back. Yes? Problem is there's a delay until when we're back, and I know we're back now.
Except it looks like it froze again.
Next.
Oh, there we go.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Spoke too soon. It's weird because the EVMux thing still goes across.
Mm. I don't know.
Yeah, so if you see me sitting quietly, it's because it's come back, but it hasn't caught up yet, or this hasn't. And yeah, it's way behind what I can tell.
Do you have more than one internet to choose from, or only one?
I think we're back now.
Yeah, we just have the one, but we do have another. Really, he's gonna end up eating the. Well, maybe he's not. We have another cable spot thing. What's the thing called? The plug.
The wall jack.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
So when they installed it, they didn't come here to install it. They just mailed it to us, and we said, look, we've been having this problem with intermittent internet, and they were testing the signal, and they're like, yeah, it's up and down, but if it keeps doing that, you can try the other mount, or you can call us and we'll send it out a tech, and they'll check the wall thing that's in here. So I guess we're gonna try the other one, and we'll probably have to call them. I don't want to take off work for that, but if they can come out on like a Saturday or something.
You should pull him out before he ends up eating those oats. I don't want him to eat the oats.
Mom, I don't want you to eat the oats.
Do you?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't think it would hurt him if he ate one, but all right, I got to get these out of his visual
Okay.
because he's a demon. You're a little monster. You know that?
He's red.
Yeah. So I'm surprised Marty's sitting still
Marty's being very good.
because what's happened is so we're working on these new cages and so I haven't finished any of them, but I went ahead and set one of them up for Marty. So she's moved into a 6x2x2. She wasn't a 4x2x2. And once we did that, she suddenly got, well, she had been getting active, but she's gotten really active. She's learned that when we're in there, we'll open the door and let her come out. And then we got her like a little cat thing to sit in the window behind the couch. So at first she would do that. And then she'd see us and she'd start window surfing because she wanted out, which is fine. So we put her in the window. But then she decided she wasn't just happy to be in the window. So now she's like all over the room, and that's okay, except for whatever they sprayed in this house like 2 years ago before we even moved in, still kills insects to this day. So that is in, I don't know where it's killing things from, but they die in the, like, next to the wall. So I don't want her eating any of that, which she doesn't seem to, but still, we like to keep an eye on her. We don't want her in that too much, but she like is all over the place. She wants to go into the captain's cage because the captain's cage is on the floor right now. So she gets out of hers. She tries to go in the captain's. So we open the captain's door. She goes in there and she tongue flicks a few things, and then she comes back out. And then sometimes she'll go back into her cage and sit underneath her heat lamp. But she's very active. The whole like she's so lazy she won't like move to get a worm or a cricket. That's ended.
It's over.
Yeah. Now she will run across the room. Not quite as much as this little man, but she will run across the room for a cricket or a worm. So I was like, I don't know if she's going to sit still for the live tonight, but
She was sitting in the window for a bit.
she did sit tonight. She did sit
Yeah.
better tonight. So there you go.
I'm just glad the captain's not jumping at my lips. Marty pooped on Ashley this weekend.
Yeah, Marty pooped on our friend Ash.
Yeah.
She hasn't pooped on anyone since she was little. And it was nasty.
Yeah, it was a real,
it was
real
a smelly
one.
poo. But that's because she's been eating and she's been moving around. And so her metabolism's kicked up a little bit. And there you go. Yes, Stacy, she knows the routine. She is currently trying to train us, I think.
Yeah. But she's also, because she's been so active, she's getting worms again.
Yes.
And not excessive, but he looks like he's about to jump off.
I know he does. Yeah. She's definitely lost weight. We feel pretty good about her weight now. And so we're being a little more careful with the worms, but she is getting them again. If he sees them down there, he will go for it.
I'm not sure if he sees them or not.
It's funny when we got him, like he's got really black eyes, and like he didn't want to eat crickets for us. See how dark his eyes are? He didn't want to eat crickets for us, which was really weird. It turns out it must have just been the container we were putting him in. I don't know. But I was starting to wonder if he had vision issues because I'm like, can he not see the crickets? Like, what is going on? He does not have vision issues. He spotted a cricket. He was on the couch with me, spotted a cricket in Marty's cage on a tree bark.
On the other side of the room.
On the other side of the room and took off after it. So he can see just fine. His vision is just fine. Probably better than mine. So, yeah. See how black his eyes are, though? Anyway, what do you got?
I mean, I can talk about my 3D printer more. That's about all I got.
Yeah, it was kind of fun because she got to 3D print. I made this football
So you
game.
want to go show off your football game?
I can do that, but you'll have to hold the captain. Good luck. Hold him because he ain't going to just sit still.
Look, he's sitting still.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll see if he's still sitting still when I get back.
Stacy said he's definitely grown. Yeah, he's
like
a big boy now. Remember when you were so little, I was afraid I was going to smush you? Yeah, he's got a belly now. Can't wait till he's like big blocky head. I don't know what you're talking about, Matt. He's
to chilling.
Not really.
No.
But I mean, he is now
chilling like a villain.
It's funny. He's got his hand wrapped around my finger, and then his toes wrapped around the tip of my finger.
So I saw these football games where you roll the dice, and they kind of look like this. I made a Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins one. That was a little coin that goes into this slot, and I see them for sale on like Etsy and stuff for a lot of money actually. And I thought, you know what, I can make one of those, and I did. So I made this, and it's cool. You know, it's functional. I learned from it. You know, we play tested it, and I said, you know what? I want to make some changes. I want it to be a box that you can store stuff in. So I did that. So I made it a box. Here's the rules for you to follow. It's got the little coin in there. It doesn't have the other pieces in there because I don't have enough for everything. But I made a few more changes to the rules, and I changed, instead of a 6-sided die, it now uses a 20-sided die and a 6-sided die.
Bite me?
And then I said, you know what? I think I can make it even better. So I'm going to make it thinner, and I don't want to get sued by the NFL. So I'm going to make a logo for it, and it's going to be generic football. So I did that. So I made it's upside down.
Yeah,
it's upside down. So I made this. I made some changes. We figured out that we wanted a place to store our team when it wasn't their turn, and I simplified it.
We made the holes smaller for different pieces.
Yep. And then this is the drawer. So the drawer has like a thing in it that divides it, so you have places to store your pieces. There's a logo a little bit better that you can see it. I changed it to that D20, but you still use a 6-sided die for some things. But this is a lot easier to read. I changed some of the rules to make it a little more balanced, I should say. And then, we still got the little coin here. I threw in a couple dice like you would use for it. And then she 3D printed little footballs. This is your team that moves up and down the field.
I'm gonna claim that I also designed them.
She also designed them. She found the football model and then designed it so that it fit on this little peg for, or what's the game is for?
Oh, those pegs I guess those pegs I used on something else. Cribbage
pegs, yeah.
But I did the other peg.
The tush push does not come up in this game. Then you got to know where your first down is. So we got a little first down marker.
And I don't have orange filament, so it's yellow.
And then they painted these, but basically these mark your number of possessions and your downs and all that thing. And then it upside down. And then it all slides in.
Oh. Are we gone? I'm going to put these lizards back.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Maybe we're back. Not sure if we're back. Are we back? Okay, I think we're back.
Are we?
I think so. Yep, I think we're back. So anyway, yeah. So they played with the 3D printer and I played with that and they helped me play test and brainstorm some ideas and then printed out the pieces. So I think I'm going to sell those. So like if you look on Etsy, you can get those as just a solid board. And they're usually like $50. I think I'm going to sell that for like $30 because I figured out, we figured out the cost for it and stuff. And I think that's a fair price to charge for it. So we're going to have the earrings. We're going to have the countdowns. We're going to have a football game. I don't know what else we're going to have. Hat pins. I'm going to make a bunch of hat pins. Magnets. I know we keep saying that, but we are building stock. It's coming.
we're coming up with the ideas and doing all the testing and the prototypes and
yeah, I want to make sure that this stuff is functional and works before I'm selling it. I mean, I'm sure there's still going to be mistakes and stuff, but I want to make it as good as I can. So I feel, we want to feel good about if we're selling stuff to people, we want to feel good about the product we're producing. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, and you're not already getting it for free because you've sent us lots of free stuff, then tell your friends who haven't given us stuff for free. They can buy it. But anyway, so that's what we've been up to. And then she's printed a few more things, which I think she's brought in to show off.
Sure. I printed a little crystal dragon guy. And he's like sexy. So it's fun.
He's flexy.
Yeah. And a dragon egg that opens up. And there could be a baby dragon inside.
That actually looked really cool when you unscrewed it with the different color changes. Yeah.
Well, now I have to.
It kind of showed off. I don't know.
Now I need to
It's kind of cool how it, I guess it makes sense that it would line up like that, but it's kind of cool how it does it, I think.
So yeah, this filament's really cool. It's 3 colors. And it prints it. So depending on what angle you look at it.
So if you're coming on our group cruise in a couple of years, who knows what kind of ship on a stick we're going to have?
Yeah.
It might be amazing and one of a kind. Like the group cruise ship on a stick we had for the last group cruise, which was you could only get it on our group cruise.
Yeah.
Literally a model of the Pride. Well, not the Pride, specifically of the Spirit class Carnival ship.
Yeah.
On a stick.
What I have not yet found is a magic model or one of that class.
If anybody finds a 3D model of, is that the Conquest class? Whatever the magic.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is the magic class? I can never remember. Let us know. Or if Todd is still there and he wants to teach us how to do
it's the dream class.
The dream class. Do a 3D scan of somebody's ship model, which we don't have a ship of that.
No, I was going to say we have to get that ship model.
Oh, no, I have been on Dream Class. Dream Class is also Breeze, right? I think Dream Class is Breeze. So I have been on one, but I don't have a ship model of it. So
yes, the Breeze.
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah.
That is a class I have not been on.
I am very excited about that ship because I know I've said this before, but I really this was pre-Expo class, but I really expected the Breeze to be my favorite ship. And it wasn't. I did like it. And I think the only reason it wasn't is because the group cruise we did on it was so crowded that it kind of tainted the ship for me a little bit. But I'm smart enough to take a step back and see that that's what happened. I don't really judge the ship by that. I want to give it another shot because I think that had a lot to do with it. I did like the ship. I'm not saying I didn't. I just thought it's got everything I like about the Vista class and everything, and it doesn't have what I don't like about the Vista class. It's got what the Vista class was missing. And I still think that's true. And so here's the thing. Will I like it? Will you like it more than Spirit class? Because as much as I love the Spirit class, it doesn't have that outside area that I love on the Vista class and the XL and the Dream class. And it's a good size because as much as I love the Mardi Gras, it's almost too big. And the Vista is closer to my ideal size, but I don't mind stepping down from that
So
smidgen either.
Here's my question. Can you walk from front to back without getting stopped in the middle, like on the lower decks?
I don't remember, but I bet that Stacy could answer that question.
Because
they've sailed on the Magic once or twice.
Yeah, or so. That is like one of the biggest things that I like about the Spirit class and the XL class.
Yep. The other thing that I really like about the Spirit class is the way the alchemy bar is set up.
Yeah.
And I didn't care about the alchemy bar when I was on the Breeze. So I don't know what the setup is on that. I haven't looked at it in a while. But that's not really like the main thing that drives that to be my favorite ship or whatever. But also, Stacy, while you're answering all these questions for us, and Gina, it has a Red Frog pub, right? Because I'm pretty sure the Breeze had I'm almost 100% sure that not the Breeze. Yeah, the Breeze had a Red Frog pub, which I prefer to the barbecue place. Not the actual drinks at the bar, but the atmosphere and the vibe of the bar. So that's another thing that I think it has going for it, unless I'm mistaken. But I don't think I'm mistaken. Oh, my ring kind of matches your egg.
Depending on which side you look at.
Well, of both. Because my ring goes from purple to green.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the egg. So there you go.
Are we getting our comments?
I don't know. I don't know because I haven't seen any comments.
Is it doing that thing that it was doing before?
Let's see.
Oh, we're not getting any of that.
We haven't gotten any comments since Stacy said pretty cool.
Okay.
Let's see what we have missed.
It was on the bottom. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Now I don't know if we
not a ton then. Okay, my mom said I love that it all stores in the box. You are back. You need to schedule a craft show. Talk to Ed. Cute. Gina wants to know how much the dragon egg is. We haven't, we haven't even thought about that.
I don't
as a
know.
product.
I printed it last night. I don't. Yeah. Right now the 3D printing is. I got it working, and I'll figure it out.
Plus, you are one of those people that have given us lots of free stuff. So if you want a dragon egg, let us know, and we will see if we can make that happen for you. There are not a lot of ship models out there. I have looked everywhere. That's Todd that said that. Yeah, it's interesting that we found the Spirit class so easily, but and then we were like, oh, I bet you could find all the ships. No. But I would think, Todd, wouldn't it be relatively easy to scan a ship model? Like if you had one? I don't know. Okay. Deck 5, you can walk all around except for the crew area in the front, so almost all the way around.
Okay.
Yes, Red Frog Pub, a nice one.
Okay, so here's what I'm
Can
going
you
to
walk
do.
through the middle of the ship? I think as though what you were asking, right?
Well, like the Paradise has the restaurant right in the middle. So on deck, like 3 or 4, whatever it is, that's like the promenade
So I should
deck.
keep that up.
You get stopped in the middle and you have to go up and over and come back down. And I hate doing that on ships because I'm like, why do I have to do that? But when this happened last time, I'm going to back out of this and come back in. It fixed it last time. It
Okay.
shouldn't take us off the live. If it does, I'm sorry, guys.
We'll see. And let's see if it, did I do it? Did I do the little finger thing? Oh, we're back anyway. Doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So, Todd, so I've been doing some research on AI creating 3D models, and I'll bet we wouldn't even need a ship model. I bet if we could find a photograph of the ship model, that AI could generate.
Oh, that would be cool.
And there's some websites that'll take like images and they will turn them into 3D models with enough accuracy for a ship on a stick to represent a certain type of ship, I think. So we'll have to look into that. We got a little bit of time. Pat got a couple of invites to the adult-only casino cruise on Magic and Conquest. Uh-oh. What does she have to leave you home, though?
But we're not going. Well, I'll go with her.
And Stacy says, oh, yes, the Magic has a front and rear restaurant. So on deck 3, you can walk front to back. So there you go.
It says can't.
Oh, can't walk front to back. Okay.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
But
it's fine. It's not a deal breaker.
Right.
It's just like that is what pushes the Spirit class above all others.
But I don't find that to be problematic on the Vista class. And I think it's kind of a similar situation. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not as particular about that as some people are either.
I just remember,
generally speaking, like to me, I think because I kind of, when I started cruising, like I kind of expected that to be what ships are like. And so I just never really minded that. It just reminded me I was on a ship. But
I don't know. I just remember the last time we were on the Paradise, I was so annoyed by that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Todd says, I've been playing with those AI modeling sites. They look wonky. That's good to know. I've watched several videos, not tons.
There's one that I, in our D&D game, I have a bird. And I've been thinking about trying to use one of those AI things to create that bird as a model so I could print it.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I heard somebody talking about this too, like just talking about AI in general, but this would apply to AI 3D modeling. Like the speed at which AI technology is going to increase is scary. Like they said they were talking about other things, but they were like, these changes aren't in like a few years or even a few months necessarily. So it's kind of frightening. I think AI is really cool. I also think there's a lot of ethical issues as an artist. I also love it. It also terrifies me. So yeah, I have very mixed feelings about AI, but it is the reality. It's not going away. So hopefully we can find a way to use AI as a force of good and limit people from using it as a force of plagiarism and whatnot. Yeah. Vista class is the same, never been an issue to me. Just don't use the middle elevators to go to dinner. That's what Stacy says. Todd Todd says they are getting better. Love AI. And Kimbra and Matt, does MSC match Carnival status still?
Yes, I just looked it up. I'm putting in Matt's stuff right now. We probably won't be able to get anything with it.
Because we didn't even think about that.
Yep, I forgot that was a thing.
Todd says, we were talking about at my latest security conference, and yes, there is some scary stuff. I will send you some videos. Yeah, I have heard, I've listened to several podcasts talking about the ups and downs, the pluses and the minuses of AI and the potential for it to do good and do harm. But the harm it's doing now that people complain about that I think is legit is that some AI engines are literally stealing people's artwork, and that's not cool. However, I've used AI to help me create artwork. I just use it in a way that I feel like I'm not stealing other people's artwork.
You don't have your last Carnival cards.
So.
Show it.
These gigantic of in the sense of people know great humans.
Yeah.
Them.
He and I cheated the system.
Let's see if we get back. We haven't come back yet that I can tell. Again, we'll be back before I realize it. So, and the screen went blank. That's what I'm seeing right now. If you're wondering why we're just sitting here staring, potentially.
Are we back?
We may be back. You know what's interesting is that we got this new internet tech, which has sped up our internet at times. We had stopped having internet issues, and it's the same jack.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right. Les says, speaking of AI, did you ever see the last Battlestar Galactica episode with the 2 remaining Cylon are still around hundreds of thousands of years later on Earth? The one that was on Sci-Fi, I did watch that, but I don't remember. It. I struggled towards the end of that. I really liked that show when it came out, and then I struggled towards the end. I felt like it kind of lost its way, like many shows that are episodic like that. But I did really enjoy it for a long time. But I did watch it all the way through, but I don't remember that. Looking in the store window of 2 robots. Oh, so yeah, I don't remember that. Anita says we're back. My mom says we're back. Stacy says I hate the smart elevators because nobody uses them correctly and just jumps in. Yeah, on the horizon we waited more than 10 minutes for the stupid smart elevators. Eventually had to give up and take the stairs. Yeah, that's the problem.
So what JT and I did is, so when you like hit your thing, it gives you the letter of the elevator you're going to, and you're supposed to hit it for the number of people that are going on it. Well, the 2 of us would just hit it until it changed to a different letter. And then, yes, other people would jump in, but the way that we did it was full, so it wouldn't stop on all these other levels and have all these other people jumping in and taking your spots. I know that's cheating the system, and I know that's uncool, but I also got tired of waiting and not having space. So,
yeah,
and it worked.
It did work. What else we got?
I don't know. What else you got? You wanna play flute?
we won't be live next Friday because I think we'll be in Cozumel. Yeah, we'll be in
We'll be in
Cozumel.
Cozumel.
But, and we did get the internet, but not just a little bit, just so we could keep in contact with people that we need to. But we will be live the next week, I think. I don't see why we wouldn't. That's not IHS, right? We've got like a couple weekends before IHS.
Yeah.
So we should be live.
Stacey says we were in the elevator bank by ourselves and the elevator never came multiple times. Yeah, that's why we just kept hitting the button.
Which causes the problem more.
But it worked for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to solve the smart elevator thing without having like staff on the elevator.
Here's the problem. You have to fix the people.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't know how you fix that issue, because you're not going to be able to fix the people without holding their hands until that becomes so commonplace that everybody just knows how it works. And people don't take elevators that often. That's going to be easy to do.
Queuing the elevator so that people don't jump on and jump in front of you. And because that's always the thing too, is like maybe during a busy time, you've been standing in front of this elevator and suddenly everybody else jumps on and it's like, well, I was standing here like 3 elevators before you.
Right.
But you're never going to queue an elevator.
Right. Yeah. Lost cause, no fixing the people. That's the truth. So I don't know. I don't know what the fix is. Dumb elevators, I think, are the solution. Maybe have a bank of smart and a bank of dumb. There's something flying around my face. And a bank of dumb elevators, and then maybe the people that choose to use the smart elevators will be more likely to know how to use them. Probably not, but that's the dream.
It's just always wild to me when people jump on an elevator and they're like, I don't know where it's going. And I'm like, you don't have a plan? Like, you were waiting for an elevator. Where are you planning to go?
Because instead of trying to figure it out, they're just like, I'll get on it and then get to eventually. Because once they're on it, they're like, okay, I'm good now. So yeah, it's frustrating. Stacey said I was so frustrated the whole back-to-back. If not for that, the Horizon would have been higher up on my list. Yeah. You two have a fantastic time on your cruise. Thanks, Mom. We'll probably try and call you on the way over to Canaveral on Sunday morning. It shouldn't be super, super, super early. I know you're an hour ahead of us, but Les says, can you imagine a smart elevator in the Dubai Tower? Is that the tallest building now, the Dubai Tower? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you had people to do it for, like, we've been on cruise ships where they have people the first day or so
because of the luggage situation, and
right, but they're like I feel like there was one where they were sort of training people how to use the elevator. Or just demonstrating it to where maybe
they have
helped.
TVs in those lobbies to show you how to use it.
Yeah, but that's just one step above like getting people to read on their own.
Yeah.
And how people don't read signs.
I just don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It blows my mind.
Crazy. Yeah.
And my question is, those people that don't use the elevators right, do they complain that people don't use them right?
They probably complain because...
Or do they complain that they don't understand how to use them?
Well, they get frustrated, I'm sure, too. Because the problem is, you've got people that don't know how to use it.
Right, but my question is about the people that don't know how to use it. Because I'm sitting here complaining that people don't use it right.
Yeah.
What about the people that don't use it right? Are they complaining that they don't know how to use it, or that people...
They are complaining that they don't work. That's my guess. Most of them are just complaining that they don't work. So there's people like you and JT who are causing more dilemmas with your little fixes that help you, but causing more of a backup. There's people that are trying to do it correctly, like Stacy and Gina, who are getting screwed over.
Well, I
because
tried to use it
other
correctly, and when
people
it
are
didn't
jumping in front
work,
of them. And then there's the majority of people who have no idea what's going on. And everybody's complaining about the smart elevators.
yet they keep putting them on ships.
Except when they work, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were, is it something that if they just keep forcing the issue in 10 years, like most people will figure it out? I don't know. I don't think so. Like you would think like, okay, well, it's because the older generation doesn't get technology and, the younger generation will get it. But I can tell you that I work with a bunch of 20 somethings and 30 somethings.
And they don't know how to use computers.
And they're coming to the 50-year-old to fix their computer issues, most of them. So it's not always a young, old thing. So, yeah. If they would just change the screen to ask how many are in their party first and then select what to, well, that may be helpful. Maybe the interface needs to be more clear.
Yeah, I think because a group of 6 goes over and hits deck 9 and then stands there and waits.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up, 6 people get in, and then it goes to the next place.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no room for the next 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
So then it goes wherever it's going. And then those 5 people don't realize that they need to hit the button again. And they hit it once and then it comes back to them. Like I think that's a big part of it, is not knowing how many people are supposed to be getting on that elevator because you're not doing the thing.
Right. Les says, Matt, do you really think we're all going to be around in 10 years? Well, if you're talking about a basic collapse of humanity, then I take your point. But if I think you will be around, yes. I mean, come on, David Attenborough's still kicking. He just turned 99, so you're just a young buck there, Les.
You know what I know about Les? I know that he's definitely going to be around next September, which means he should be on a cruise. Just saying.
Stacey says the new Carnival ships don't have smart elevators, only the Vista class. Yeah,
they learned.
They did. They're smart cruise line. My mom says, I hope he is Air Force. My mom thought you were talking about me specifically, I guess. I hope I'm around in 10 years.
I hope so too.
What else you got?
Well, I know that all these lights behind us are going to turn off in 7 minutes. That's all I know.
Okay. Is there a new life insurance policy? Not that I'm aware of, Stacey. Not that I'm aware of, but you never know. Wonder if anybody's awake back here.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell if snakes are awake because they can't blink. But based on their positioning, I'm going to say they're both sleeping.
Yeah.
They are very much daytime snakes.
There's some lizards awake back there.
Yeah, the geckos.
Yeah, because they're nocturnal. Oh, this is going to be cool. There's my print right now.
What are you printing now? Oh, the other part of your...
No.
I'm
printing that dice thing.
Oh, a D20, a big D20 box or something?
With pink and black filament.
They all said bless you for your sneezing.
Oh, thank you.
Ed said, I'm sad you're going on a cruise without us. I know. I mean, it's the only one in the next 4 years, but...
4 years.
Well, it's the only one. It's... we have 4 cruises booked. In the next 4
cruises.
We have 4 cruises booked, and they're booked on 3 of them.
Yes. And this one that we're going on Sunday is the only one they're not on.
There may still be cabins.
Yeah. Come on down. You can go.
Yeah, I don't know what the capacity is on this ship, like what, or how full this ship is. It is sort of a holiday week, so that makes me a little bit weary that it's going to be a crowded cruise. But we shall see. We shall see. Um, Ed says, better be the last one. Anita says, I'm sad too, but happy the next 3 are with us. Yeah, I really hope that we like this ship as much as we did the first time. I don't see why we won't, but I really think that we enjoyed Ocean Key quite a bit. And so I'm hoping we'll enjoy it even more this time. And if that's the case, that could be reason enough to go on MSC. I definitely want to delve more into the buffet this time.
Well, I want you to know that you can still book this cruise. I just went on. Oh, never mind.
No, it's sold out.
We're sorry. It looks like this cruise is fully booked.
That means it's going to be crowded. Hopefully not too many of those small
I'm sorry.
children running around.
Well, some of those small children should probably still be in school, but only
Oh
some.
yeah, when does school get out up north? Are they out yet? Some schools get out Memorial Day. At least that's what they used to. I don't know if they still do.
I don't know.
Here in Florida, most of the public schools still have a week to go. So most people are not going to pull their kids for the whole last week of school. That seems like that would be a really bad idea, generally speaking. So, but I don't know, like in other states, if schools go.
Well, I've been seeing pictures from Indiana of like kids holding the last day of school, little boards.
So up north, they may be out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a big ship, so hopefully it'll be good. School is out in Missouri.
Oh, good night, Les.
Good night, Les.
Anita says, you guys have a blast and enjoy your cruise. You
Thank
guys
you.
deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And when we get back, because I didn't do it this week.
If we get back.
There might be a box coming to you, Anita.
Oh.
I printed a thing, and I said, now let's see how long it takes me to put it in a box and ship it.
School's out in Illinois, too.
Okay.
Which makes sense, because that's just across the river where they're at from Missouri. So there could be some children on this. But there's a big kids area, if I recall.
Yeah.
And it's like away from where we need to be. So, also, I'm curious to see the demographics on this cruise, because the first time it was so foreign. So foreign. There was so many different people from different places on there. It was not your typical Florida cruise. It is primarily Americans. And that is definitely not what we got on the first MSC cruise.
The announcements are still going to be outrageous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there'll be 5 announcements for everyone in different languages. But
which wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't like 10 minutes long.
Right. It's just the length of it. It's kind of funny, but
yeah.
It just goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, so if you got that kind of diverse crowd, does that lessen the number of children? Does it give you a different? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I don't know.
Fortunately, Ocean Key is huge, and they are probably not going to be in the water where I'm going to be for the most part.
No.
So, except that lagoon where those lemon sharks are.
That's probably where the kids are going to be.
I know. Well, there is a kid. Well, there's like a toddler beach, but that's like the kid beach where the lemon sharks hang out.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We shall see. Guess it'll be easier to find them. Because everybody's like, oh, shark,
that's
shark,
true.
shark. Oh, let's go see the sharks. So.
Well, the lights are going off in 1 minute. It's almost 10 o'clock. Are we packing tonight?
I was going to pack tonight. I thought we'd be packed before the live, but then,
Ooh.
oh, wow, we're washed out.
Yep.
I guess it's not going to adjust either.
Nope.
So, since we're going all Blair Witch and stuff, I guess we'll sign off.
Well, I set them that way thinking we'd be off by this time, but
That's fine.
you know.
Well, we will see you guys when we get back. We'll give you a full report, I'm sure, on our cruise on MSC and all the excursions.
I think we're going to try and do a little more vlogging this time.
We always say that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But I think we should try.
We can try.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if it happens.
Yeah.
Stacy, I don't remember there being tons of kids on MSC, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's ever, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would think probably most likely no, but things could change. More people may be sailing MSC that are from the States, and then they may bring their offspring with them. So I don't know. They probably won't be eating in the buffet because kids are picky, but
yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good couple of weeks. I'm sure you'll see us on Facebook here and there, especially after we get back from the cruise, and maybe a tiny bit before. So, yeah.
Yep. Have a good weekend. Have a good night. See you next time.
Good night.